Right, all right, all right. Well, welcome to GUFON tonight. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is the day before the giving of thanks. Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, the year of our Lord Zitch. Tomorrow is the thanks of giving. Here in the old U.S. of A-hole, we are going to celebrate Thanksgiving. I cannot wait to have pizza. Turkey pizza. We're having pizza turkey. Now, we're going to have turkey tomorrow. Very small, quaint, 400 people. Not just a small family. And we'll be doing that. Don't know if there'll be a show. Don't know what time, if there'll be one. There might be. It might be a live show on location at wherever I'm at for Thanksgiving. There may be a UFO sighting. Anything can happen on Thanksgiving. Last Thanksgiving, there was a meteor shower. And around 11-ish, one of the meteors streamed over this part of the United States, and it made the news. And we happened to see it. It was right there. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So maybe we'll have a light show like that again. Or a false flag alien invasion. Come on, everybody. We need the invasion. Invasion. False flag invasion. Doesn't work. F-F-A-I. F-F-A-I. Doesn't sound good either. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I appreciate you guys coming here tonight. Winter is coming faster than we thought. My God, there was no real break, right? It went from it's so hot, hurricanes to 39 degrees in Florida, 37 the other day. Supposed to get colder this week coming up. Yeah. Thanksgiving would be 80, and then the day after 61 for the high. For the high, that means the low is going to be in the 30s in Florida. But, you've heard of UFO hotspots. It's I'll give you an example. Florida, right? Pine Island usually gets sightings there. Every now and then, they get them for like weeks upon days and upon months and sometimes many, many weeks. And then all of a sudden, it stops. Does that happen because of the weather? Or is it because, the aliens or whatever they were finished doing what they were doing above the earth and moved on? It's a very strange thing. Hotspots. Arizona has many hotspots. You could call Sedona the Yellowstone of UFOs because you're guaranteed to see something. Not like clockwork, hey, at midnight you're going to see a foo-foo and no, nothing. No, it's not like that. Every 6 minutes and 30 seconds, no. You will see something if you stay there long enough in Sedona. It's a very cool place, very mystic, very hot spotty. But even up there, they get snow, even though it looks very deserty. They get a lot of snow up in Sedona. And believe it or not, the UFO sightings stay the same. Nothing changes when the snow comes crashing in. Is it because it's a certain type of creature that likes the desert cold air, brisk, crisp, and no humidity? Is it that? Or is it Memorex? Let's do a little roll call and get this shindig on the road. We got some sightings again. We've got a little bit of gossip going around, a little Eleganzo news. And go. Moonlick's here. What do you say there, Chief? Welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis, the EW is here. What do you say, Lead Food? Rich. Jamistos Plethon. Welcome to the show. That intro? That intro. That is not the intro. I appreciate it. I mean, it's boring. It's 3.5 minutes. It's ridiculously long. You're too nice. Welcome to the show. Pool Player 361, welcome to the show. Tomas Robert, welcome to the show. Thor Panku, welcome to the show. Dan Peters, how you doing, man? I thinking, why would show over U.S. assets, drones, psyops, or Russian showing assets what they have, period. So you think the drones that are flying up into our unimpeded airspace, military zones are the possibilities that it's the Russians or the Chinese saying, look what we can do, and you can't do anything about it or won't do anything about it? That scares me. Welcome to the show. Yeah, that's a good one, Moon. Dan. Why would they? Nah, something else is going on, bro. All right. Think about it, everybody. Dan, they're drones. All right. Nobody's saying, not every time they're saying they're UFOs. They're saying they're drones. A drone is a man-made thing. So with that being said, we have, depending on how you look at, 3 options. It's us with our black budget programs testing ourselves. It's our adversaries, Russia or China or anybody else who wants to take us out. Or it's a guaranteed unknown from God knows where, and it's not man-made. Those are the options. They're metallic. So I'm thinking man-made for sure. I'm not saying it can't be alien-made, but doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, something's wrong, which means we're being lied to. Now, I like these stories that they're giving us. You know why? Because it's us. You can tell it's a human. They know it's so silly. Don't shoot at them. What are you talking about? They're in our military areas. They're supposed to defend. Where's my American army? Just saying, no, let the balloons fly over casually. It's just military installations. Don't worry about it. Oh, man. So that means what? It's us, or we're allowing our enemies to invade. And that sounds like something Biden-esque. Now, we are on the cusp of a World War III. If I didn't say your name in the intros, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do. So welcome to the show, everybody. Sorry, I just stopped in the middle and I said, Tacey Hale, David Wilcox, not Wilcox, Brett S., where you been? Welcome to the show. Jeanette, the angel of GUFON, Stars and Night Vision is here. All right. Same thing. If I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I love you. It means we got a lot of show to do. Here we go. So, what do you say there, Stars and Night? Magnolia V12, vroom, vroom. What's up? So, all these drone incursions, does that sound like it's alien to anybody? No. No, it doesn't. This is man-made. And it seems like they're trying to sway us into believing it's possibly something else. Why? Isn't it weird? It's just weird. Everything is just falling apart. Everything that they tried to accomplish in the last 7 years has fallen apart. My opinion. I will say they did bring mainstream media to the forefront, and a lot of people started talking about UFOs and aliens for the last couple of years. since 2020. Really, it took off during, the cocoa when we were all in lockdown. Everybody was talking. It was on the news almost every day. It really was. I know, because I was doing this, and it was every day. I would look for something on mainstream media that I could play on the show, and sure enough, every day, just about. So that has slowed down. And for about a year, up until just recently, since these last few hearings in the last couple of weeks, the mainstream, and because of the elections, the news on UFOs, UAPs has picked up. And that's because, well, Trump's talking about this and Elon Musk is trumping that, and you never know who's what, where, when, and who's going to control what. So we've got a lot of possibilities when it comes to getting some sort of disclosure. So if anything is disclosed, it's disclosure. If Trump came out and said, here's some information, this is the Roswell, forget Roswell, forget it. This is video evidence from Chicago O'Hare and the Phoenix Lights. We didn't want to say anything. From what I heard, things were different 30 years ago, but we've come a long way. And here is the video of the Phoenix Lights. Look at that ship, huh? Now, you're probably wondering, whose ship is this? And then they go on. And then they say, oh, it came from the Palladian area, whatever, Palladians. They're tall, white, friggin' whatever you want to call them. They're interstellar astronauts. They kind of look like us, but not really. They're a little taller, a little whiter, and they're very peaceful people. So we somehow believe. Here's the Chicago O'Hare. Up. We don't know who's flying it, but here's the evidence. Crisp, clean HD footage taken from the cockpit of one of the DC-10s taken off in an adjacent runway. He had it right in his sights. When that comes out and that kind of evidence is shown to the public by the government, officially, disclosure would have started, right? Okay. That ain't going to happen. Sorry to say. I have a feeling Trump won't be able to get the access he thinks he can get. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Things have changed in the last few weeks. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's an 80% chance he doesn't get it, but I was at 0 that there was any possibility. Now I'm giving it a 20% chance. We may get some sort of disclosure next year after, during Trump's presidency, if he makes it in. Not in there yet. So, a lot of stuff. Long way to go. But if you think a year to 2 years is a long way, it isn't. And I think in the next 2 years, we will either have disclosure, seriously, or sadly, I don't see disclosure ever going to happen if it doesn't happen while Trump is around. Now, I can't see the future, but we don't know who's going to be in next. It could be his kid, Trump Jr., who knows, Barron Trump, when he's 35, may come and be president. You never know. Melania can't be president, but his daughter could. I'd vote for her. Well, I'd have to hear her speak on policies. But if she follows daddy like she always has, and what an interesting, growing up my whole life, anytime I saw pictures of New York or there was a movie that showed New York, the buildings, you always saw Trump. Trump Tower, Trump this, Trump golf course. It's crazy. And here he is. He might bring disclosure. You never know. if I thought there was a chance, this is the only chance. I've changed my mind the last few weeks. I went from no chance to 20%. So we'll have to keep our eye on things and see how this administration plays out the UFO game. So a lot of stuff to go over here. I have a video of a man who claims he recorded UFOs at Area 51. I have videos of the UFOs or drones over at Lake and Heath that have been in the news. Dark Journalist was on Alex Jones. We'll listen to a clip of that. Very interesting talk about UFOs and shit. Super strange video. I can't even. There's an announcement. I think it's from Greer. I haven't played the video, but it looks like a very important announcement. We'll have to play that. And the Australian UFO guy starts recording again. The worst UFO movies I've ever seen. The Australian UFOs. I think that's the guy, right? I think that's the guy. So, a scientist says humans will go backwards in time within just 5 years. What does that mean? This guy, Ray Kurzweil, is it Kurzweil? Computer scientist and futurist? Well, he believes humanity will achieve longevity, escape velocity in just 5 years. The concept basically states that due to medical and technological advances, we will soon reach a point where our life expectancies lengthen by more than 1 year per year, effectively giving us time back on the clock. This is a very controversial concept and one that, even if possible, would require widespread access to cutting-edge medical technology. So what they're saying is every year, like I get older, they have some sort of technological advancement in medicine that would prolong my death by a year every year I get older. So it's like, hey, you might live to be 120 instead of 80. Death and taxes, the twin inevitabilities in life, right? At least for the moment. If you ask some of the most prominent futurists in the world, death may not be on that list for much longer. There's a controversial idea floating around the futurist community of longevity escape velocity. It sounds super sci-fi, but it's basically the idea that as our life extension technology gets better, our life expectancy could increase by more than we age over a set period of time. I don't believe it. For example, as medical innovations continue to move forward, we would still age a year over the span of a year, but our life expectancy would go up by, say, a year and 2 months, meaning we would functionally get 2 months back of life. See? So, yeah, I don't know, man. Past 2029, you'll get back more than a year. Go backwards in time, Kurzweil said in an interview. Once you can get back at least a year, you've reached longevity escape velocity. This is so stupid. I'm not sure about that. I get it. Like, I thought about that with my parents. My parents are in their 80s, and I never even could imagine my parents being this old and doing rather well, other than my dad's Parkinson's. I mean, it seems like, my dad's doing okay. Didn't get much worse lately, and my mother's fine. But over the last 40 or 50 years, technical advances in medicine and everything probably prolonged their lives 5, 7, maybe even 10 years. Isn't that weird? I mean, think about this. Just like the article said, you would need to have access to the top medical achievements in the world. So you would need to have the best of the best doctors. My parents have pretty good doctors, considering where they get their insurance from, New York. because my dad's a retired police officer, so they get really good health insurance. It's for sure. It's amazing what I'm watching as they get older. It scares the shite out of me. I am so scared. In 10 years, my life is going to take a drastic turn. Once you hit 65, 60-ish, I don't want it to come, because that's when shit gets serious. And if you don't have a way to live, what do? You get put out on the street? I don't know how I'm going to survive. I really don't. All right. I know I'm not the only one. I talked to several people out there, and they're in the same boat. All right. Anyway. Our ancestors. This is really good. Billy Carson. I don't know why not a lot of people hate Billy Carson, but there's some people out there who think he's a fraud because he had mistakes. He made mistakes when he was younger and he went to jail. Everybody who say, they're like, oh, he went to jail. Yeah, he went to jail. It was bad time, bad place in life, but he paid his debt back to society, whatever it was. And people need to move away from that. Billy Carson does an amazing job, in my opinion. He's very convincing. Yet he's on that same plane as a Greer, as almost a Wilcock, but better, just a little bit better, in my opinion. Well, I like Greer. I just think Greer is just all ego, and that bothers me, because is Greer doing stuff for his ego, or is he being motivated by his ego? See, there's a difference. You can be motivated. You can have an ego and be very motivated to be the number one. That's not too bad. That might be what Greer is, and we're just not understanding. Look, they drew it because they saw it. See? They drew it because they saw it. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. When I talked to the Indian, oh my God, I can't believe I can't think of the name of the Indian tribe in Arizona. I talked to them over the leader, chief, whatever you call them, and they call them the star people, star gods, depending on what tribe you come from. And they really believe in Arizona that these aliens are here and they come and go and they're living underground. And they do believe, and they also call them skywalkers. Skywalkers, you ever hear that term? Skywalkers? Yeah, I like that one. But that they're going to come back and they're going to stay here for a millennia. Then they're going to leave again and come back. I don't know. They just said they come and go. They do what they do. This is what I was told. They come, they mate, right? They come here to mate with the tribes that were back, because the aliens apparently haven't been back since over 1,000 years ago to that part of the world. So they're going to have a surprise when they come back and see 8 billion people on the planet. Well, maybe as before, there was only 100, 500 million. I don't know. You know what I mean? But not like today. Or did they come back on March 13th, 1997, the Phoenix Lights event, because there was a message on the side of the freeway that was purposely put there in art and Indian artwork, and it said, "Welcome, Sky God," something like that. And it gave it directions on which way to fly on Piestewa Peak, or believe it or not, isn't it? Now, this is really strange, but this freeway is the 51. And also, it is the same freeway and the same direction where there's an alleged spaceship buried under a dam in Arizona on or near the 51. I actually did a video on it, and you can look it up. I mean, other people did it too. UFO buried under dam where no water flows or anything. It's really weird. But they took that message down along the freeway after the event happened because it's not there anymore. They did a news thing on it because somebody, a resident, a local tribes person, saw the artwork and saw the message that was along this 51 freeway giving directions on where the UFOs are supposed to go. It's really strange, guys. Very strange. Arizona, we were talking about hotspots earlier. It is. It's always a hotspot. There's something about the Southwest. I don't know. It might be it's because it's clear, it's vast. Maybe it gives our imagination a lot to play with, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to play this. This is from the Dark Journalist interview with Alex Jones. And they go deep on the UFO. I'll just play it. It's a couple of minutes. No big deal. An hour and 30. We'll play it for 5 seconds. Don't worry about it. I can't believe I am going to have to find where they talked about the UFOs on here. I'm not going to be able to do it.
Trump, you mentioned that he should go out and use that bully pulpit now. And this is a crucial period where he's in between. So he's president-elect and he has and I'm sure that they are. But nonetheless, I think that they should say, look, we're looking for a peaceful resolution in Ukraine, and all of this war talk and the provocations, we're taking it down a notch, and I implore both sides, this administration. It's very interesting to me because if you go into her past, the Russian cyber attack, main things I think that they can use the UFO. Like we've done main things, interestingly enough, are coming out of Florida as well. But for me, when I look at that, I say, well, they're looking at rolling out one of those scenarios, and they're kind of vying for which scenario would work on the emergency side. Whoever's running the Biden administration is trying to get all this accomplished before Trump gets in. And this is also why they rolled out the UFO hearing a week after the election. They're trying to institute a program and probably move materials as well before Trump gets in and then has access to the whole thing. One of the main things I think that they can use is the UFO threat aspect. Now, they do have other aspects where they could call in COG, cyber attacks, the things that you're talking about on the nuclear side. Certainly a nuclear warning would do it. But then the nuclear thing gets very messy unless you're using rod of God technology and some of the things that they haven't let out yet. Like we've done some reports on this Ripple technology that's classified even now, even though it's been around 60 years. And that Ripple technology lets off a nuclear catastrophe, but it doesn't have any fallout. So it has a kind of a clean burn where it destroys things, but they're still able to use it after the fact. So the rod of God technology also gets us into a weird place. And this is the kind of thing where they don't want to disclose everything that they have. But we know about the rod of God technology because that also has this ripple type effect where it goes into a particular area, decimates it like a nuclear explosion, but it doesn't have any of the fallout that's involved. So those advanced weapons, I hope to never see them used. But we see in the conflict with what's going on with NATO, forcing themselves, the election kicked in. If you get a UFO hearing a week after the election, and then you have all of these drone swarms, quote unquote, in Langley Air Force Base in the United States, you're having a drone swarm. I mean, that is unheard of.
Right.
But now we're seeing it at US bases overseas.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, in what's happening.
He's a really
what this orchestra of manipulation is playing, and what the song is the drum beat for. So we're going to be talking to him for the balance of the broadcast today, interspersed with your calls on the same subject: ongoing World War III, going into full nuclear war, all of the UAVs showing up at Mach 20 flying around, bringing out the secret weapons as a threat to the Russians. The globalists knew humanity would try to reject their New World Order, reject eating the bugs, reject the transhumanism. So this is their big counterstrike. The empire is going to strike back. We know it's hard. No, fighting tyranny is not hard. I love it. I hate tyrants. I love it. We'll die in 2 minutes. Is your kids right? Listens. Joe Rogan listens. Tucker Carlson listens. Vladimir Putin listens. Trump listens. Don Jr. listens, which the judge officially said did not happen yesterday. The T-shirts, they're very... He's got a bunch more coming in. To be able to buy 5% patent in a demonstration. How does this all tie together? Darkjournalist.com, YouTube, Dark Journalist. I'm going to give you the floor here, but give us a 35,000-foot view and then bring it in for people, because your analysis, I think, is the best out there, Dark Journalist.
Alex, it's great to be here. And Viva InfoWars as well. But it's an excellent point that there's so much going on right now, and your Ukraine coverage is really getting to the heart of the matter of just how serious the situation is pre-inauguration. And there's been a dedicated group involved, the Continuity of Government group, that's been at odds with the Trump administration since before he got in fact, and have been at odds at different times with Gate, not ability to take over, because it piggybacks on an authentic program, which was to prevent this whole idea of the United States government and the...
Continue breaking this down, because this is so important.
Well, here's what I see them doing. They've been positioning now, talk about them publicly from the campaign, but staying in as president, UFO swarms around nuclear bases, whether it's in the UK or in America. And at Langley, the story came out that Langley Air Force Base was harassed for 17 days by swarms of unknown drones. Now, that's a wartime condition. Who was operating those devices, and how are they defined as drones? So this is all also simulated, so that we're looking at it, and this is part of an operation where they can report this thing, hey, you know, we're running it as a drill. But what's happening is they're reporting it for real in the Wall Street Journal, for example, and they went to go interview the COG commander in relation to this UFO swarm at the base in Langley. And they cited him, they talked about him, they called him General Van Herk. Well, he's the previous COG commander. The current commander is Gregory Gio, and both of them, interestingly enough, have a UFO connection in their background in terms of the bases that they were at. So for me, this was very odd because, you know, I mean, I worked at the Wall Street Journal. They're very accurate. They're not going to get the former COG commander to comment like he's the current COG commander. Now they're having interviews with the COG commander, Gio, and he's talking about UAP, you know, which is this code word that they've used for UFOs to try to rebrand the thing. And it's very fascinating because Gio, when he's talking about UAP, he got very nervous when he was speaking to Defense One, which is one of these military publications. And he actually ran out of the room when they were talking about UAP and said, I have something else to get to. So something very strange is going on with the swarm aspect. And then when we get to the whole thing about the swarms in the UK bases, this is outrageous because whenever you get around, you know, you can't have objects in the air without NORAD knowing where they come from.
All right, I want to stop this. Mother. Stop this for a second. It's a lot to unravel in that whole thing. My God. See, this is what I'm talking about. They're talking about World War III, and yet they're still bringing up UFOs. Hey, Brett S. threw down a $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate you continually supporting the show that way. And there's a question with it. Hey, Rich, heard that Billy Carson, did he make it from where Jim Mars left off? Hey, man, that's very possible. Anything's possible, right? I don't know. I don't think so. I wasn't really a Jim Mars fan. Yeah, I just didn't have time for him. There was something about him that rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe it was his name. But I'm not so sure. I wish I had an answer. I usually have an answer, but I don't know. I really don't. Maybe he just took off, and just happens to be in that same vein of thought, right? But yeah, possibly. Thank you very much. Brett S. Excuse me. Everybody. Oh, my God. How you doing, Lunar Sparkles 1? Good to see you.
What their origin is, what they are, etc. So there's no way that they don't know what the craft are.
That's what I said.
And when
Look at
it
this.
was a genuine situation of, it's kind of UFO invasion idea, then they would put everything on an alert status immediately.
Right.
What they're doing is they're sort of testing the scenario out with the public.
That's what
it looks to me like the drone incursions are being caused by somebody inside of that structure as a drill to get public feedback. So it's a very dangerous situation because you have a genuine kind of UFO file aspect involved, but then you have this continuity of government sort of ginned up threat. And the UFO threat is what the UFO hearings were all about. They trotted out a bunch of CIA, NGA, NRO guys, and they were basically saying, oh, we know there's a threat out there, and we're going to get that government to give us that. We've got these whistleblowers,
right.
And all the whistleblowers are all government people. They're not whistleblowers at all. They're all CIA or NRO or NGA people.
And we've seen...
And let me tell you something. If I was to go on the Alex Jones show, Joe Rogan show, any one of these popular podcasts, and I know I have, I'm boisterous here, but I can be very professional and say the same exact things that this guy's saying. There is nothing he is saying that we haven't said here. And it's true. It's exactly what's going on. Exactly what he's saying is exactly what we've been saying. Yeah, now, we can't prove it, right? But it's the thing that makes the most sense. So it's a funny coincidence how you have the hearings and then these drone incursions just right around this time. Yeah, oh, come on. Come on. It fuels the fire for whatever they need to get, whatever they're trying to sell.
Many examples. I remember 20 years ago and again 10 years ago, they would show over Salt Lake City or New York up at 30,000, 40,000, 60,000 feet, a giant dirigible or blimp. And they would even zoom in with telephoto lenses and show propellers on it and say, oh, it's aliens. And all it is a giant government surveillance blimp. So they're using this to introduce this idea. Now we're seeing exponential levels of this along with the NATO escalation. What is your analysis of why we're seeing this?
Well, it's interesting because at the very beginning of that Russia-Ukraine war, there were weird, signals. And one of those signals was very interesting. It was, we were looking at a plane, one of the most sophisticated planes that the Russians had, going down in an area called Voronezh. And that was a big headline at the time. And what's interesting, when I tracked back on Voronezh, it turned out it was the site of a major UFO landing with, the whole public was out there. The police chief of the region was out there. And that story went all the way back to 1989 and was carried here in America on Nightline. So Voronezh was instantly a weird signature. The other thing that was strange when the war started is that Ghislaine Maxwell from prison started to talk about Chernobyl. And this was another kind of strange piece that popped up here. It's like, why are we talking about Chernobyl all of a sudden? Well, then all of a sudden, early in the war, the Ukraine forces captured Chernobyl, and they have the Russians battling it out over Chernobyl, which was the site of this massive nuclear meltdown in the 1980s. So there were strange signals instantly, and that's how governments work when it gets to the UFO technology aspect, the advanced technology, the X technology, which is they signal each other without coming right out and saying it. At a certain point, there were headlines in Russia saying, we shot down UFOs over the Moscow airport. Well, that's a very strange headline coming out of there. But we did our own version of that in 2023 when we had the Chinese balloon stuff. These were very unusual things. They're testing the public on what happens if you have a threat from above. And so when you get in,
he doesn't have any proof that that's what they're doing, right? And that is usually what somebody who's not in the field would say. Because to them, that seems logical, that we would test ourselves by releasing this kind of stuff to see how we would react. I don't think so. I don't think it's that at all. I'll tell you why. Because they already know how we're going to act. Nobody does anything. End of story. UFO goes by a building. Everybody talks about it. They don't believe it. They go back to work. A UFO goes by another building. Let's say in Chicago now. We just had a sighting 5 minutes ago in New York. It went by Trade 1. And now we have one that went by Trump Tower in Chicago. And people are saying it was triangular in shape. Now we've got something, right? But we don't get that. We don't get that at all. So you cannot say without proof that that that's what they're doing. They're testing out the public's reaction. I don't think so. I think they're doing something nefarious. And to them, it's fun. There's nothing you or I can do about it. For some reason, we're not shooting at them. We're not shooting them down. But at the beginning of this, they were talking how, well, it was just happening in the United States. Well, now it's happening all over the world. So if it's happening all over the world, that these drone incursions are going towards military bases, U.S. military bases all around the world. I'm not sure if it's our adversary. Is it? It's our adversaries too that are seeing these drone incursions. Well, that makes it fair. Because then they can't blame it on us and we can't blame it on them anymore because it's neither one or the other. Or is it? Of course it's us. Testing what the public is going to... Do you know how stupid that is? Testing what that is not... The public doesn't know anything. They don't know what to do. What are they going to do? Stop and take pictures? Do you see how stupid that is? That is not what's happening. God, I'm itchy. It has nothing to do with that. If you want the public's reaction, you put on a freaking show. You don't, a little drone incursion. I can barely see it with my eyes. No, light up the sky, babe. Show me something, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Into that whole aspect around the World War aspect that we're coming into, around a genuine nuclear threat. Probably nothing like it since the Cuban Missile Crisis, in fact. And we're looking at this alliance of Trump and Kennedy coming into office. We're getting a lot of very strange push-pull when you look at the kind of design of history and where we are now with this, which is the same sort of clash that took place back there during the Kennedy era is still with us. It was never, in fact, resolved over those 60 years. And you have this same deep state operation and the same battle over this advanced technology going on very deep inside the government to a level where it's very difficult for any normal reporter to get their hands on it. You know, it's funny about the UFO hearings because we had this guy Schellenberger out there and, he was playing the journalist part. And he said, I only got interested in UFOs last year. And all of a sudden, 12 CIA guys came to me and they had all this info for me. And then they have him up there as their spokesman. And he said, I found this program. It's called Immaculate Constellation. And it's all about what we're doing for crash retrievals. Well, the program doesn't even exist. They gave him a lot of fluff and they made the whole hearings out of it. So you have all these people like, Congressman Burchett and so they genuinely probably want to get somewhere on the subject. And they're questioning these people who are getting third-hand advice from, NRO, NSA people. So you're not going to get the truth from any of the UFO hearings, unfortunately. And, we've had people out there like Nancy Mace and Anna Luna and these other people who are trying to get some kind of answers, but they don't know a great deal about the topic. And that's part of the problem, which they've kept them in the.
That's what I said. They don't know much about the topic. They just know what they read in the headlines. That gush all over details matter. Bernie Muro, been a member for 31 months. Thank you, Bernie, for your dedication, devotion, and love. He says on a note, hey, Rich, and everybody, if I don't see you guys tomorrow, I just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and to the GUFON family. GUFON rocks. It was all caps, so. Thank you, Bernie. Hey, Bernie Muro. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Appreciate that. And thank you, everybody, for your well wishes on a Thanksgiving week. That's right. Tomorrow's the big TG, everybody. You're going to watch the game. You're going to watch the football. You're going to watch it. Going to love it. Going to eat it. Going to win it. Are you going to have seconds, thirds, even desserts? You know what I want? I'm going to go buy it tomorrow. I forgot to buy it. I'm going to go get it tonight. It is pumpkin egg. What is that? That drink? Eggnog. Pumpkin eggnog. Pumpkin eggnog and cinnamon. Cinnamon. Oh, I'm going to be so excited to drink that tomorrow. How come the bells didn't go off? Oh, they will. 5, 4, 3, 2. Where's Dorothy's bells? They're going to come up any second. Hey, Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy, with the $2 super chat. I give thanks for Rich and Truthology for ufology. Oh, well, that was a beautiful thought and super chat. That's what I'm talking about. Giving thanks to those who Truthology for ufology. Thank you, Dorothy, for being you. And happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Thank you. A continuing supporter of GUFON. And Big Sister. Dit.55 on X. Thanks, Dorothy. Myra Page is here. Hello, Myra Page, everybody. All right, we're almost done.
Dark. And when they've been given briefings
with
in
this
that,
segment,
along that line, they're not able to make notes. If you go into some of the people who've been on those meetings, they say they treat us like a 6-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
They're openly hyping in 2020 in the New York Times that if Trump won, they were just not going to accept it and declare a new government. John Podesta said they would then have an alternate government in Colorado Springs, right by Cheyenne Mountain. They were introducing the idea then. Pelosi said the military isn't going to let him be the president again. And they've talked about national emergencies. They've talked about civil war conditions if he does win. 54 days out, it's clear they're planning something big. They're claiming white supremacists that we always learn are run by the feds are going to knock out the power grid, so they do it. Blame the Russians, blame Trump, say white supremacists work for Trump. They've already pre-programmed that clearly. Big false flags against.
All right. I don't want to make it into that type of show. It's for the other channel. But what a great convo they had about, possibilities of why this is happening right now. The drone incursions, the hearings, the whole thing is just cover. For what? For money! To get money! For what? To create new technology and act like it's back-engineered alien craft. Now, I ask you, all these years with Roswell and all this talk about parts, ships, back-engineering, where in all of humanity do you see anything that is alien-like technology? Anybody? I'm waiting. You know what? If you were to pick something, there's one thing that I think qualifies for alien technology, and I would have to say it's the laser. Sadly enough, the laser was already being thought up of and rearing, ready to go, copyright, everything, whatever they call it, before Roswell. So, sadly. Now, if you smoke a little DMT and a laser is used in the vicinity, you get to see the Matrix, apparently. Have you heard this? It's true. Tractor Basil became a member of GUFON? Where? It didn't pop up on the board yet. Let's wait. There it is. Oh, somebody's gifting memberships. David Wilcock. Ah! Unbelievable. David Wilcock gifted 5 GUFON members. Hey, man, thanks a lot for doing that. So, Derek Kennedy was gifted a membership by David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Watchdog was gifted a membership by David Wilcock, not Wilcock. Tractor Basil was gifted a membership by David Wilcox, not Wilcock. WAF was gifted a membership by David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Henry Sterling, GUFON is like alien tech. Oh, sorry. Bacteria is like, it is, isn't it? Bacteria and everything under a microscope seems like it was created, right? Like, I don't understand how all this stuff happens. It is bizarre, isn't it? Why does it all work? It's weird. Everything we see, touch, taste, feel, and hear is just so weird to me. We exist and I don't know. I think we're like robots. I was watching iRobot yesterday. What a great movie. Love that movie. Giving the robot free will. Damn. Thomas Eberling was gifted a membership by David Wilcox, not Wilcock. You got it? It's Myra Page's birthday? Is it? Is it Myra Page's birthday? Oh, I don't know. Is it? It is. It is. There is also a social engineering component to this UFO phenomenon as well. Social engineering? What do you mean by that? You mean getting the people involved? Like the world? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? It's possible. I'm looking at this. Yeah, that is amazing. Social engineering component. Myra Page. Oh, it really is your birthday. I wish I knew before the show. Damn it. But anyway, we'll sing it. Happy birthday, Myra Page. Come on, everybody. It's Myra Page's birthday. Sing along.
Happy birthday to you.
That's to you, lady.
Happy birthday to you.
To you. Who knew?
Happy
Birthday, Myra Page. That's you.
Happy birthday.
Second verse. It's almost like the first.
From good friends and
Hey, that's us. We're good people.
from old friends and
Hey, you got old friends too. All right.
me. Good luck.
Go with you. You need it too. And happiness is too. Yay! Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for celebrating Myra Page's birthday. We wish you and those you love more time with each other next year, the decade after that, and the half century after that, and the next century after that. By then, you'll be 242 years old. We wish you another 175 birthdays. Minimum. Because, like we said earlier in the show, every year you're alive, they're adding a year to our longevity. So you may be 41, right? 41. By the time you hit 81, you're going to be 41 again. You understand? Myra Page, what a perfect time to be alive. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Good job. All right. Next. Okay. Thank you. Next, we are going to get into a man who claims he recorded UFOs at Area 51. Now, a man released footage he claims to have recorded. The video shows a strange glowing object moving erratically in the sky, fueling speculation about UFOs and extraterrestrial activity over there. Could this be proof of what the government has been hiding? Watch and you decide. Decide. From good luck go with you and happiness too. All right, here we go. Check it out. Man records 51 areas. Go.
It's moving. It's going the other direction. Now you see. This is the kind of stuff that.
All right, now I want everybody to look at this. Who here can tell that that's Area 51? Me neither. That could be Phoenix, Arizona in 1912. I don't know.
Oh, did you see that? It's gone. It's gone.
Man claims to have recorded this from R51. R. Yes, I came out with one of the most important videos in human history, and I spelled Area 51 wrong. It's 4 letters. It's 4 letters. You got 25% wrong. Recorded this from R51. Good job. Way to go, World News. Way to fix that.
And if you can see those lights down there, it's been going on for the last couple of days. You see lights like going up and down and moving all around. Like right now, you see that one right there? Look, it's going up. It's starting to go up. It's been there for like the last 20 minutes or so. Now it's going up. And this has been going on for the last couple of days. And look, you can see it's going up and up. And I don't know what it is, but this is like some creepy.
It's always amazing
shit.
how it's always
I know that
how it's always blurry, right?
At Area 51, and we've been
51. Ooh, there it goes. Look at it move, Charlie.
It's going the other direction. Now you see, this is the kind of stuff that.
Oh,
did you see that? It's gone.
The guy acts like a miracle just happened on video. Dude, a light turned off, okay? It was a drone with the very bright light. You're far enough away you can't hear it. And they turned the light off and he go, oh, look, it disappeared. Quantum mechanics right in front of us, right? Quantum technology, quantum matrix, futuristic, time traveling, UFO, UAP.
It's gone.
Watch again? No. Bothers me. That video bothers me. I don't know why I wanted to play it. It had a little. Hold on a second. Let's get rid of this. Here's a super strange. Mysterious objects have been spotted in the sky, leaving onlookers puzzled and sparking questions about their origin. UFOs, atmospheric phenomena, advanced technology? Watch this footage and decide for yourself. Okay. All right. Yeah. Who was that guy? Yeah. Oh, I don't want to do it. I'm sorry. I'm immature. Here we go. Shh, calm down. Look at these. Do you guys remember these videos when they came out? Angels. Why can't they be? And we laugh. We scoff. We say C-G-I-O, no. Oh, no. Look at it go. Wait, bye-bye. See right through it? That's a translucent crafticle. Yes, it's a crafticle. Now look at this. CGI? Oh, no way. That is how they make crop circles. What are you, crazy? Hey, look at this. Foo Fighter. You got your Foo Fighters. Ooh, wow, it's a boat in the sky. It's abducted. And it's being taken across the Atlantic triangle there. Over here, we got a piece of the sky cut out into quarters. See there, the right angle turn, more like 68 degrees. And that's that. Everything you saw in that video was total bull. Actually, not all of it. But I'm not going to go back and talk about it ever. It'll never happen. I don't give a shit. Can UFO whistleblowers trust Arrow? Well, the history of Arrow, UAP hearings, and Lou Elizondo with an exclusive statement on the DOD Arrow leadership, Sean Kirkpatrick and Tim Phillips. Oh, they got me. I thought it was a way to listen. It's not. Sorry, but Lou was just talking circles. No big deal. Can't hear it. I thought we were going to be able to, but we can't. Sorry. The dumbest person I've ever seen on the internet is Think Tank. One of the dumbest. And somebody, Tupacabra, posted this and said, oh man, this is embarrassing. This dude, Think Tank, has been exposed as an idiot right here. No wonder Eleganzo makes him post fake UFO videos all day. Huh? See, I don't know about that. But I know one thing. Think Tank is one of the dumbest people I've ever met. Well, ever had a conversation with about UFO information, videos. Not really like conversations, just like disagreements. And like that's not real. Yes, it is. You don't know what you're talking about type of shit. No in-depth, because you can't have an in-depth conversation with any of these people on that side because they don't want to have that in-depth conversation because they're scared to have that in-depth conversation with people who know more than them. And not only do we know more than them, it is proven time and time again that we know more than Think Tank. Check it out. Think Tank said, somebody said, this is a reflection off the lens, right? Because you see, it matches up with the lights that are down here, and they match up perfectly up there. It's a lens flare, whatever that's called. So Think Tank goes, so they're reflecting into thin air. Do you know how light reflections work? You need glass or a mirror. Ha ha ha. I mean, how stupid of a person who doesn't understand how this works. It's beyond amazing to me. Look, if you don't see the psyop, you are the psyop. So funny. I thought maybe there was something else on it. Just terrible. So obvious. So unbelievable. Anyway. Who is it? Oh. All right, there's a Greer announcement. I see here this one could be huge. He's always got the biggest announcements. Everything's huge. It's what Trump says you got to do. Everything's huge. It would be a major blow to the IC group that is actively trying to block the disclosure of NHI presence here on Earth. What? It would be a major blow to the IC group that is actively trying to block the disclosure of the NHI presence here on Earth. Oh, I see. Okay, let's hear what Dr. G says here. Mr. Greer, Dr. Greer, Dr. Disclosure, Mr. Disclosure, the man, the myth, the legend.
I really do want to put out through your and other people's
He wants to put out
this request for people to come forward who are in facilities who can bring forward the material and the evidence. They can do so with immunity, and they will do so securely. Number two is that the group that is currently doing this or planning this, when they come forward, I'm going to have in my hands the hottest potato in the history of this subject or any subject, and I will hand it off to you to give out to your supporters.
We will take it and get it out. We'll take and get it out, and
it'll curl your toes. It will be, it'll be what everyone's asking for. The actual extraterrestrial bodies, the ET craft, the man-made craft, the testing of it, crash retrieval operations. That's what this team is defecting with.
And it's time.
And I'm going to need good, courageous guys like you guys to push it out.
We're behind you, and we want to inform the public just like you do on these things. And for that request of those whistleblowers that do want that immunity and do want to have a place to be able to have a voice, again, is drstephengreer.com.
Greer. Whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. No. All right. Lou Eliganzo names and shames DOD Aero Deputy Director Tim Phillips for undermining whistleblowers and not being an honest government official on The Good Trouble Show, UFO Twitter, UAPX, Arrow, with the whistleblowers. Wow, Eliganzo's going all out, calling this guy out. What the Tim Phillips, the deputy director for Arrow, wonders why more people don't trust Arrow. Could it be because Tim is having off-the-record conversations on LinkedIn, trying to undermine whistleblower testimony? Why won't he say this officially and formally? Not a good look for the new director, especially after he just told the media they need more people to come forward. Shame on you, Tim. Didn't you learn? It's a question mark. Didn't you learn the lesson from your last boss? Don't ask me again to come in and speak to you guys one more time. I already did, and you are not an honest broker. And now we all know. Lou Eliganzo, senior ranking official, Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. OSAP. That's what Lou said. Can you believe this? Don't ask me for any more help. What did he say? What did Tim Phillips say? How did he undermine the whistleblowers? I must have missed it. That's amazing to me. This is children. These are children. This is like, these are kids. All right, what is this? Don't look like a drone to me, this guy says. Let's see, what is this? I don't know. All right, we might have something here, I think. Let's see. No, it's not good enough. Oh my God, real? No, this is stupid. I can't. There's a raindrop, and they're trying to say the raindrop is an orb. Okay, now the drone incursions that have been in the news lately have been over Lakenheath, UK, at RAF, Lakenheath. There's video of the objects, the apparent drone incursions, or alleged. Oh, look at how much higher I'm sitting now. I got to put the chair together this weekend. Yeah, I still got the other chair. It's still in the box. I've had it since Milton came around October 8th. All right, here we go. These are the Lakenheath drone UAP 20 times speed, real-time duration, 4.5 minutes.
Well, I saw two F-15s take off.
Rare one.
And when they were pushing it, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the stream. You might be able to roll back, but they weren't hanging about, and there was afterburners, full afterburners for as far as I could see them go out. And I've never seen that here before. So, just in time got them going out, and like I said, go back and have a look at the afterburners. They did not stop. They kept them on, and they were in a hurry. So they were definitely on the way to intercept that, or have a look for them drones. They definitely would. See, last week when we was here, and I saw some lights over there between those two red markers, and it was sitting up there, and it didn't move for ages. It was there for a good couple of hours, and then it would disappear, and it would come straight back again. And who knows what it is? I don't think this is kids flying a drone around. I think it's a bit more serious than that. But I don't know what that is, but that's something sitting there again. So whether that's they're going around to have a look at that, but maybe that is one of these drones. I don't really know what that is at the minute. But there was one there the other night when I was filming. There's a lot of planes above me. I'm telling you, there's a lot of planes above me. Oh, there's an awful lot of chatter. If anybody's got a radio they're listening in, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I'm shocked what I'm hearing, to be honest with you. If anybody else is listening to it. Sorry I ain't putting it on the stream, but obviously it's sensitive. All I can say is, and I'm sorry to say this, but our government is seriously letting these guys down from what I'm hearing on the radio. Like, this is just ridiculous what I'm hearing. Yeah, I think a couple of the channels are blocked out, so we can't listen to them. But the information I'm hearing is pretty good, but yeah, it's disappointing that they're not getting backed up, to be honest with you. So they're saying they're going to be out for quite a while, but they're talking about tanking at the moment to keep them up airborne as long as possible, which is good because obviously we want to see her put an end to this. Yes, really dark down this end. There's hardly any lights on that would normally be on, so it is really dark down here. Honestly, Mark, it's really dark on the base tonight. Without the main lights and everything on, it's like a different place. It's really weird. Like, there's nothing really to look at. Got someone checking the perimeter of the fence at the moment as well. It seems strange about them blue lights on, really. And I mean, loads of lights that are off that are normally on. They've turned them all off. I've never seen the runway lights and all this stuff off before. Whenever I've come here they're always on. It's never like this. Apart from, I think I came here once last year just before the fireworks, and the blue lights weren't on, but normally they're on all the time. So there's some more lights over the top of the woods towards Thetford again, and there's some more behind me, and the F-15s just went back over the top of us. So it's really weird. Like I said, I'm not sure this is an exercise. I mean, there's too much going on. I can't really show you because the lights are small, and some of them are quite low down, and then some of them are high up, and the camera's really struggling to pick them up when they're really high up in the sky. There were some lights, and they were really bright, but they were really low down, like literally skimming on the top of the trees. I went to go and try to get the camera and get them on camera, but as soon as I got the camera out, they...
You know, this, I don't know. Really. I don't know. If these are drones flying around military bases, around the threat of a World War III, I got to tell you, I'm a little concerned. But if nobody's going to shoot them down, in my opinion, they know what they are. They know what they are, and they're not telling us. This could be the way the story goes for the false flag alien invasion, right? We couldn't tell you anything because we didn't know what it was. They look like drones and airplanes and little RCs. But Rich, everybody in ufology, the world, we don't know. So we couldn't tell you anything. They change shape. They change shape. They do. We've seen them morph. Shut off. Bernie Muro throwing down a $5 super dono. It's a dono. That's when there's a super chat with no. It's a donation with no message and no emoji. It's pure love. Thank you, Bernie Muro, for being a continuing supporter of GUFON. The magic of the burn. Bernie Muro, everybody. Thanks, B. And you too can help support Truthology for Ufology the same way, or PayPal and Cash App. All the links are in the show description. Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. You can even become a member, or wait for the free chance coming up on the 1st of the month, where we give away 10 GUFON memberships. Free month. Ooh. All right. Let's move on. There are oh wow. I'm sorry. I'm dazed and confused. Third Phase of Moon came up with a new video. Let's take a sneak peek, shall we? What just ripped our sky wide open? What are they talking about? This can't be good. Go. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, along with my brother Brent, we've got the breaking UFO news for you right now. So buckle up, let's get to it.
Everyone else is so oblivious they don't even see it. Come on. Truman Show. That guy was looking, you see him? It was like something cut through it.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'm a little confused. Like, really confused. Is it me, or is this just a contrail with the shadow? This isn't anything new. They've avoided these type of. I've. Am I missing something? Hold on. Let's play it out. I guess. I just. Yeah, it just seemed a little bit mundane. All right. I guess it has to do with this. Let's see. Maybe there's more. Can I go back to where I was, please? Like away?
Wow, what the heck are we looking at? Is this some kind of rip in the sky? Captured in broad daylight, we're looking at this very closely, and what the man said who shot this is this the Truman Show? We're looking at something extraordinary right now. We've seen a lot of weather phenomenon right here at Third Phase Moon, but this one really caught our eye. And when I scrubbed through the footage and sped it up just a bit, you could really make
I see
out
these every day.
this rip, this tear in the sky, and it defies anything of logic right now. The weather phenomenon, it's real, and we're looking at it right now. Sped up. Look at this just traverse across the sky. This isn't any kind of contrail.
It
Yeah,
is.
like this is pretty much some insane footage, to say the least. Is this some sort of tear in the fabric, space and time, or something? Just what?
I can't believe this is happening. I'm living in a bizarro world right now. I have to say it. That's a contrail, guys. I'm really confused by this. Well, I'll be honest, I don't have anything really good to say, so I'm not going to say anything. But it's a contrail. Definitely 1,000,000% a contrail. I understand it looks fun when you put it in fast motion and all that. But man,
Other phenomenon. We're looking at something incredible, especially as we do that little fast forward to show that this thing wasn't just static, it's actually moving. Have you seen this kind of phenomenon? Because I haven't. This is just into third phase, breaking right now. What's your thoughts, everybody?
Yeah, we're doing this live premiere, and it's good to see everybody. Our last video went viral, and we appreciate the support. We're looking at something right now, broad daylight, that defies any kind of logic of thought. Look at the shadow that it's given across the clouds, and it seems to be almost ripping through time and space, like you said, Brent. Now, more videos just in. Right, we're going to look at this a lot closer. I know we've seen this video in the past here at Third Phase, and it only lasted for a few moments. This one seems to be an extended version that we've just obtained that shows a little longer footage here. We're looking at, obviously, some people might claim the TR-3B, a triangular shaped craft. We got the 3 illuminated lights on the corners of the triangle, and then within the center, this red orb. This is the infamous indication for a TR-3B. Brett, your thoughts here?
Yeah, actually, this is some of the clearest, because we've seen this, like you said earlier, throughout the years, but this is the longest clip and the most clearest definition that we're looking at right now. It's interesting. You see it rotate right at the end. I like that part. Could this... People might just say, is this something propped up, maybe on a fishing line? But then when you see it rotate, that's the most interesting part about this. And the way it just hovers there silently, if I saw this, I don't know, I'd be yelling at the top of my lungs, TR-3B UFO, we everybody get out, film it, film it. But this guy just remains silent while he's shooting this. You know, yeah, I noticed something up in the top left-hand corner there. It almost does look like a fishing pole, and maybe this is attached to some filament, a fishing wire. But I'm not seeing this wavering, and it does this slight rotation right there. So that's interesting, the way it moves almost at a 180 degree there. So if this were hanging up on a fishing line, maybe it is. It's hard to tell. Again, this is almost too good to be true footage. We've seen the TR-3B up close. Thousands of you have. Are we looking at something authentic, Brent? I know we're not looking at CGI. I could see within the optics of the lens flares and everything, it all matches up there perfectly. Yeah, definitely what we're looking at is real. It's whatever the camera's shooting, it's capturing this event, if that's what it is. Is this a TR-3B? You can see it kind of laying flat, like it's pointing horizontal, straight up towards the sky, rather than this. It's just an awkward angle, in my opinion, for this thing to be flying in the sky at this particular point. Anyway, more UFO videos coming in. Check this out. All right, did you see it? Well, it was a little small, but I'm adding some brightness contrast. I managed to get a close-up look and track this object traversing right through the clouds, captured about 30,000 feet in the sky, and we're looking at something filmed by a passenger. And they saw something, and I'm so glad that they pulled out their camera, because what we're looking at is, again, proof of something that's happening above our skies 24/7. This thing is just ripping through the clouds at an extraordinary rate of speed here. Yeah, very cool. Look at the propulsion as it just moves. And again, this is a phenomenon captured around the world from passengers on commercial airliners that happen to see something and have that fast hand to pull it out. And bam, we're looking at something moving. It's unidentified. You don't see any wings or any kind of jet stream. This thing's flying on its own. This isn't no parallax either. This is flying at a high rate of speed with no means of propulsion. These are the UFO videos that we like right here at Third Phase. Yeah, once again, authentic video. That's what we're
Yeah, I'm going to interject. You know, I was on a flight in 2009 from Arizona to New York and saw these two dots behind me in the airplane. Well, it took a little bit, but about 30 minutes later, the dots caught up, and it turned out it was two airplanes reflecting the sunlight. Amazing, because I could have sworn I was looking at two UFOs while I was recording it. This, it's kind of interesting. It's going same direction. It's going fast. It looks like a disc, but hard to tell, right? Pretty good stuff right there. And this last one, yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm calling out a hoax on this because the strangeness of the recording. This guy doesn't say anything.
Right there. So that's interesting.
You know, he's very quiet the whole time. The object doesn't move at all, but it does do this little turn. But they brought up whether this was a fishing line here holding it up. Possibly. But that would be blatant stupidity to show it unless they didn't see it while they were recording. Or they wanted us to see this and go, oh, I see, they're faking it. I don't know what this is, but it's not going to be hard to make. Anybody can make this thing. And then record it, hang it from a line, boom, TR-3B. Interesting stuff. And then they got this other one here. Let's show this. And then we'll, oh, we already did? No, wait, we didn't show this one, did we? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that was pretty cool. The next one. Here we go. Oh, the volume was low before. Sorry about that. Now, I have seen balloons act erratically before in wind. Add in that this person is walking and creating parallaxing, creating that pause right there by moving back to the left a little bit while it's moving to the right. You match the speed with the turn. Boom. Now that person is walking to the right as the object is going to the right. So with the bushes close, it looks like it's going very fast. But right here, he's moving to the left. You see the clouds? They're moving from right to left. That's the way the guy moves. See him? And now this object will take off. He'll go with it. It's amazing. So fun. Just to figure all this out. Guy's cheating us. He's lying. Creating a parallax UFO event. Be ashamed of himself.
Okay.
All right, one more.
Boom. Did you see it real quick?
No, what? What'd I miss?
Elon Musk says that his cameras haven't seen UFOs. We should just do a special episode on how many UFOs have been captured by Elon Musk SpaceX. And we're looking at something. At first, I thought it could just be.
Did it change directions?
Maybe space, some ice.
Whoa,
particles
what was that?
Coming off the booster itself, the SpaceX rocket.
Oh, I know what happened. So the particle was going this way, got in the vicinity of the rocket, and the blast, poof. See, that's what I don't understand. I didn't think there was atmosphere in space that could create drag or force. How does a rocket work in space when there's nothing to push off of? It's amazing. Because it's underwater.
Okay, but did you see how it just changed direction? Watch this once again.
I told you why. Now, it looks like it went down. It didn't. It went this way, but the optics are making it look like it went down away from us. Because it's in the vicinity of this thing. Oh, I'm so smart.
Anything coming off the rocket, any kind of propulsion coming from the rocket to make this artifact, this anomaly,
I don't know,
change direction like that. This thing seems to have just changed direction on its own, and it's a fast maneuver right there. Yeah, it almost looks fake, but then you see it right, boom, it just takes off right at that amazing.
Because it gets right in the center of the rocket.
Propulsion.
Watch.
Could it be again?
I mean, it's literally dead center.
Hit by the engine itself right at that moment.
Right?
But we're not
it's like around
that
here.
After effect from the rocket. So this is very curious. Again, astronauts, Armstrong, they've all seen Buzz Aldrin. They've seen it.
However, he's right. These guys, astronauts, have seen that object, that similar looking thing spinning, gyrating, and whatever. Not taking off like that, but this might be the first time we ever seen it take off like that. Self-propelled. If it isn't the SpaceX rocket, which it shouldn't be in space because there's nothing in space to push off of, right? Wouldn't it be cool as hell if space really was water, like a liquid, some sort, not really water, but some substance, and it doesn't stick to anything. It's invisible, yet it's everywhere. I don't know. That's what I think it is. I think there's something there. And our atmosphere keeps it out. But if our atmosphere fails, it all comes tumbling in, drowning us in space juice with our space pants. Space pants! I'm wearing space pants! That's it for tonight, my friends. Thank you for hanging out on GUFON. We will be back I don't know what time tomorrow, but there will be a Thanksgiving special for you. Thank you, moderators and super chatters, for your support in your time and your monetizations. Mucho gusto, generoso, and newcomers and veterans getting along side by side in a GUFON chat room. My God, it's like harmony and everything else. Hey, there was a poll in the chat room, 94 votes. I'm ending it. Be honest. If ufology nominated a president to speak for everyone, who would you consider on this list here? Would it be Jeff Bezos? Came in at 7%. Logan Wolf, 8%. Stephen Greer, 26%. And Elon Musk at 57%. I didn't give you the best list of people to go after. Logan Wolf is a made-up person, but I was thinking Logan from the Avengers. So that, for those of you who got that, congratulations. Logan Wolf. All right. And we do it here every single night if I'm healthy and able to go. We do it because Truthology for Ufology is done for you. For you! Calm down, Jesus. All right. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for spending your day, evening with me the night before. And if for some reason there isn't a show tomorrow, there will be one Friday. But you never know. Things happen. But there probably will be a show. So thanks again, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. If I don't see you, if you're going on vacation because of the holiday, be safe if you're traveling. It's crazy out there. And always pray to the alien God Zich. Alien bless.
There's a weird thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies of Jerusalem, and why did it sound one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a new data point that says that maybe proof for an anomalous universe. UFO in the form of a bright light.